What if I told you that behind this sweeping romance, breathtaking costumes, and unforgettable performances of Gone with the Wind, two of Hollywood's biggest stars were hiding a tension so powerful it nearly tore the production apart? Vivien Leigh and Clark Gable gave audiences one of the most iconic pairings in cinema history: Scarlett O'Hara and Rhett Butler. Their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, but off-screen, their relationship was far more complicated. For decades, rumors swirled about what really happened between them during filming, and now, the truth about their hidden tension finally comes to light. When Gone with the Wind premiered in 1939, it was hailed as a cinematic triumph, adapted from Margaret Mitchell's best-selling novel. The film became a cultural landmark and one of the highest-grossing movies of all time. At its heart were Leigh and Gable, whose fiery back and forth gave the story its unforgettable spark. Yet, while audiences were swept away by the romance, the set itself was a battleground of clashing personalities, grueling conditions, and secrets that cast a shadow over the film's glittering success. Vivien Leigh, a perfectionist deeply invested in her craft, threw herself into the role of Scarlett with obsessive dedication. She studied every line, every movement, determined to embody the complexity of the headstrong Southern belle. But her intensity often clashed with Clark Gable's approach. Gable, already an established star known as the King of Hollywood, preferred to keep his performances natural and effortless. To him, acting was instinctual. To Leigh, it was an art that required painstaking preparation. This difference in style created an undercurrent of friction that many on set noticed. But acting methods weren't the only source of tension. Gable had initially resisted taking the role of Rhett Butler, fearing he couldn't live up to the public's expectations of the beloved character. Once on set, he felt the enormous pressure of carrying one of the biggest films of his career. Leigh, meanwhile, was relatively unknown in America at the time, and her casting was a point of controversy. Gable reportedly worried that her intensity, combined with her inexperience in Hollywood, might jeopardize the film. That doubt created a distance between them, even as they were asked to portray one of the greatest love stories ever told. There was also the matter of Gable's influence on set. He wielded significant power, and when he demanded script changes or adjustments, producers listened. Leigh, on the other hand, often found herself fighting to be taken seriously, even as she delivered one of the most acclaimed performances in film history. This imbalance only deepened the tension between the two stars, as Leigh reportedly resented being treated as the lesser half of their partnership. Yet, perhaps the most surprising revelation about their hidden tension came from the film's most infamous scenes. The grueling shoot took a toll on both actors, with long hours, oppressive heat, and constant reshoots pushing them to the brink. Leigh privately confessed in letters and diaries that working alongside Gable was not always easy. She admired his charm and professionalism, but she also struggled with his dismissive attitude toward her methods. For Gable, Leigh's intensity sometimes came across as overbearing. Still, when the cameras rolled, the friction between them translated into the electric chemistry that made Scarlett and Rhett unforgettable. In the end, the hidden tension between Vivien Leigh and Clark Gable during Gone with the Wind is what gave the film its lasting power. Their off-screen differences fueled the fire of their on-screen romance, blurring the line between performance and reality. Decades later, the truth reminds us that great art often comes from conflict, and that the beauty we see on screen can mask struggles we'll never fully know. The legacy of Gone with the Wind is one of triumph, controversy, and enduring fascination. And at the heart of it lies a simple truth: the hidden tension between Leigh and Gable was not a weakness, but a spark one that helped create cinematic history.